Hi everyone, welcome to Libra Full Moon Meditation. Thank you for joining me live and welcome to those who are catching the replay. This is being broadcast from Nikila Temple. I just arrived from Jyväskylä, Central Finland, from dance movement therapy training where we're working on human development before we had bodies. So before our body were formed in the womb, and the time when we were just a vibration. So I think this is a beautiful and just perfect timing, because when we are talking about Libra and approaching archetypes and looking at soul development from the esoteric astrology point of view, is that now the sun is in Libra, but the personality, the opposite pole, is in Aries, which is about new beginnings, and it is about fire. It is about seeding new things. And so I think we can weave in some of these things into our meditation today, about balancing the soul desire, the soul urging, and manifesting that into the 3D matter. Not only because of Aries being the seeding and the initiating fire, but also because Libra also represents the third ray energy. And third ray, I mean that it is the third aspect of divinity, and it is the active intelligence. It's that creative and creator power of the universe. And so this is a very important time to manifest your dreams, and so it's a good time to pay attention to your daydreams, your visions, your persistent thoughts, unless they're causing you suffering. But those things that you think that, oh, this would be great, and if you notice that there's that sound that says but, so if there is a but, that sound is the dweller on the threshold. That is that thing that's the part of the opposite pole of the person, of the soul or angel, that will not let you soul or as a soul shine, because it wants you to survive, and because that voice has developed lifetimes and lifetimes of intelligence on how to survive on this earth, on this planet. And so I'm going to guide you through, or us through, this journey, how to work with that energy, to work with that polarity of your soul, and the survival strategies, wanting to prevent that soul shining. But before we go into that, I also want to address some of the themes that are very typical or archetypal for Libra. And so let's go into that first, and then we'll go into that guided journey, and then we'll have some time for sharing and for being witnessed, or whatever may be alive. So just be with that. And so Libra is ruled on the personality level, as a person, as a sign of personality, or ruling the personality. It's ruled by Venus, and Venus is about relationships. And so on that level, Libra is also about relationships. It's not necessarily about partnerships or intimate relationships only. It is about any kind of relationship you have with anything, may that be people or animals or plants or energies even. And so it is a potent time for you or us to explore what's happening in our relationships, what needs to be as we include the Aries energies, the fire energy, the initiating energy, what needs to be released that is not serving you anymore, what is hindering you, and what is that is hidden behind or underneath that old layer. And I'm not saying this from a place that, okay, this is bad and I need to get rid of this thing in me, or that it's somehow separate from me, but rather from a place that, okay, I see that this thing has already served its point or purpose in my life, whether that be as a relationship to a person or relationship to a behavioral pattern that you may be carrying, or emotional pattern, or a house plant that you have, whatever may be alive for you. And it's not something that you cognitively say, okay, I don't want this anymore and I'm going to get rid of it. But that's only creating more resistance in your being, and that's only creating more separation in your being. And it's making you stuck. It leads you into impasse where you feel stuck. And so when I say that this is a potent time for releasing those things that are not serving you, it's more of a question whether your system is matured enough, whether it is the right time for you to do that, to release that, and your system only knows that. And it's not only up to your cognitive mind to say or will that, it's about the whole system making it conscious and then releasing any emotions that are related to it, maybe even finding gratitude for that service of that part of you, and then letting it go and letting whatever new wants to emerge, to be revealed. And on the soul level, the planetary ruler Uranus is the energy that helps that whatever is being emerged or emerging to be manifested. That is the energy of the seventh ray that will bring everything into manifestation. And so that is the soul that will support us in this time, in this season. And on the spirit level, the Libra is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn brings structure. And that is also something, what I believe is related to the third aspect of divinity, which is the active intelligence, because that is symbolized, or the symbol of that aspect is the spider web, or spider web in terms, or some kind of weaving together that shows that we are all interrelated and we are all connected, and that intelligence is so much greater than the human mind that can put you in your place and give you everything that you need so that your soul path will be revealed to you, and everything is given to you in a divine timing. And it's amazing. And so these are the planets that are active, and the energies that the planets represent that are active in this season. And Libra is also related to values. It's related to choices. It's and finding the balance between the values, the choices, the alignment between your choices and your life around those choices. And so we can also see or look at the things that maybe need to be released, that are they aligned with your values or not? If they're not, then maybe it's time for them to be replaced with something that is. And by values, I mean, again, it's not something, when we are looking at this from the soul's perspective, it's not something that you cognitively necessarily, it can be that you are so connected to your soul and you are already living as a soul so much that you cognitively know that this is okay, this is my value and this is how I want to live it and how I want to live my life, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just merely expressing invitations for you to explore what is the sound or the voice that is speaking those words. Is it personality? Is it the voice that wants you to actually not live yourself or fulfill yourself as a soul? Or is it your soul? I know it's a tall order, and sometimes we may ask, is there any point in distinguishing those three voices? And at the same time, I've noticed that I've mistaken the voice that wants me to survive for my soul many times, and I still do. And it's only in hindsight that I realize, oh fuck, I fell into that trap again, and I'm sort of sabotaging myself from living as that love that I am, and I know that I am, and I want to be spreading that love into the world. And so this is my passion, and this is my intention for this invitation, and you may have your own, and that's perfectly fine. And this is, I just want to give you the background why I feel very strongly about this. Libra is the sign that takes us to the burning ground when we are aware of our values and our choices, and whether we are making the choices to align our lives with those values that we have. It brings us the burning ground that tests us whether we actually stick to that, whether we commit to that, whether we are going back and forth between yes but no, but yes but no, but, or are we actually finding our place at the center and be free from both of that, holding both at the same time. And so this also relates to or applies to the dweller and the soul that I mentioned at the beginning, the survival and the soul. It's not so much that I need to get rid of the survival and get or totally be failure as a soul if I let my dweller or my survival take over, but rather hold them both, because they are both created by the universe. They are both created by life, and as such they are sacred. They are both love, and it's only about the matter of holding that balance and making a choice to have that or walk that path between those forces or between those lines as that life on life in the middle. Libra also carries the teachings on power, sex, and money. Power is not the word that is used in the teachings. It's referred to as justice or law or judgment. And that is what the word is. Judgment is related to or refers to judging our values and living according to our own law, our own values. So that's where the power comes in. And it's not power as in physical power or political power on the outside, but rather whether we choose to take back our own power. And it is also about sex, because sex is it is the energy or the power that brings two poles of opposites together. So it's not necessarily, or in this case, in this context of teachings, it's not about the instinctual animal nature, physical act of sex between people horizontally, but it's about vertically aligning yourself and uniting two poles of opposites together. And money is about, or money is something that happens when power and sex or spirit and matter come together. And so sex is the unifying power of power and money, or power and matter, or spirit and matter. And then that is what creates money. And it is a very concrete thing, and may require physical action. And so it's not, even though it's also energetic work, but it also requires action. What else would I want to say today? Oh yes, as we are being tested in the burning ground, whether we are choosing that, what are our true values, it automatically invites in karma. So the past choices you've made that are not aligned with the essential divinity or the innate divinity that is you, and that you already realize, then that comes up and that needs to be dealt with, and that's okay. And it's just a phase that may need some processing emotionally, or some other way, maybe even physically. Now that we're talking power, sex, and money, it may be related to you paying off a debt with physical money, or it can be related to power, where you need to be taking your own power back, or some other concrete thing that may be showing up in your life. Okay. I think this is it that I want to mention today. Are there any questions about Libra, or something that has been alive for you? I'm also mentioning at this point that I'm recording this so that only my face is shown on the screen. And if you unmute yourself, your voice will be heard, but not the video. The video will not be shown. And you can also at any point share in the chat, and I'll just read from there. Are you ready to go on our journey? Awesome. Let's do that. So, since this is about third ray active intelligence as the divine aspect of the spirit energy, it's about the body, or than in some other zodiac sign or archetype. And so I invite you to, in that case, it's just very, very important that you feel safe, that you feel comfortable and comforted also in your being. Not so much that you want to fall asleep. So that also means that you can stay alert. And what I mean by safe and comfortable is that you can have a look around in the space that you're in. That is there a spot that you want to start this embodied journey from? If you are new to my guidance, then this meditation is not necessarily about sitting still, but it can be also about moving or dancing or shouting or punching pillows or whatever may be coming through you and move through you. So allow any impulses coming from your body, even so that if you don't feel comfortable enough sitting, so because there's back pain or anything like that, then don't put yourself through that, but rather allow yourself to find ease in your body. Allow yourself to change your position at any given time, according to your body's wisdom, according to your body's impulses, invitations, whatever wisdom comes through. And that safety, knowing that you are in a space that is private enough for you to go through this journey, that nobody's going to interrupt you, and that it's safe for you to make any sounds that may be coming out of your body. Or if you need to scream into your hands or into a pillow, that you have those available, those pillows or any other equipment that you may need. Water, blanket, whatever is needed. And then comfortable also that you feel ease. Always come back to that safety and ease so that you can land and be here now. And your nervous system can let go of any hyperactivity or hypoactivity or any kind of survival energies that may be activated during the day or during this week, even if it's something that is more not so easily releasing itself in your system, but you need to be actually actively doing something about it. Then let this be the moment. Letting your body, allowing your body to arrive, just feeling the weight of your body against the surface that you're on, allowing that descending of your weight to open or your senses or sensed doors, the physical touch or the tactile sense of feeling the textiles on your skin. Maybe even if there's any warmth in the air, in the space that you're in, that you can feel how warm or cold it is. And the hearing my voice or any other sounds in the space that you're in. And if you have your eyes open, then just have a short, well, not short, but very slow look around in the room. And maybe that way also creating safety, that you're reorienting yourself into that space that you're in. That, okay, I'm here now, I'm safe. And seeing how that affects your breathing, if at all. It doesn't necessarily have to do anything to your breathing. I mean, you definitely do not need to change your breathing at any time. The wisdom of your body also shows itself in your breathing. So let yourself not bypass anything coming from your and through your body by trying to manipulate your breathing. So just let it be, no matter how shallow it is. Just see what's happening. Just listen to that. And if there's anything that your body wants to, or how your body wants to move with that breathing that is present to you at any given moment, let that also be a dance between your breathing, in the relationship between your breathing and your body. And see what's there. If there's any adjustments that you need to make in order to feel more comfortable or safe, like stretching or sigh. Just keep exploring, keep deepening into your sense doors. Maybe you can even smell and taste something. And if you choose to close your eyes, you can relax your eyes. Just let them rest where they rest still where they are, and you can invite, if you want, invite your third eye to open instead. So we're letting the physical sense of seeing rest and we're making more space for the more subtle vision. Keep breathing naturally, feeling the weight of the body. Slow down. This is an energy that the third ray energy invites us to slow down to the pace of matter. What that means is that how the nature of Nicola has taught it to me is that I need to slow down to the pace of a stone in order to be attuned to the pace of matter. I will need to be as slow as a stone. You can think of a stone. It's not dead, it's vibrating, but it's a very, very slow vibration. And it's okay if you have a running mind, or if there is any challenges in slowing down, that's okay too. Everything I say is merely an invitation, and it's not a goal as such. So there's no right or wrong. So you can let go of anything, any thoughts that, oh shit, I'm doing this wrong and I'm not getting there, and oh, I'm making a mistake or something like that. No, it's not about that. What counts, what is important is whatever is in your experience, what is present in your experience at any given moment. That is the next step. That is the way. And so what is alive in your experience right now? Name it for yourself. Name it out loud so that your body can hear the vibration of your voice and respond to that. Can just naming out loud things, you can have a conversation with your body, the wisdom that is in each of its cell. And that wisdom you have carried throughout your lifetime, even before you had a nervous system, before you had even before you had a heart or spine. So it's that kind of cellular knowledge that you carry with you in your body. Notice the physical sensations. They may be a hint for you to the message that your body is telling you. Wanting you to hear. Is there any one sensation that is drawing your attention to itself? And if there is, name that for yourself. And if there is a resistance, if it is a resistance, resistance may be showing itself as tension or tightness or somehow unease or anxiety even, or restlessness. And all of those can also be applied to the emotional plane and the mental plane. So when I speak these things, it can also be active not only in your physical body, and if you're feeling like there's nothing happening in my body, are you feeling tight? Any kind of tight energy in your system right now? In any level, emotionally or mentally or physically? Let that be named, because that resistant energy is actually that survival energy that does not want you to go any further. And that is a source of huge potential for life force energy. And so we don't want to bypass it. We want to look what's there. And that may or may not be scary or causing you maybe think that maybe is that something that I can hold, or is that something that I want to go into right now? Do I have the resources? Know that you can always regulate yourself with your body. When you trust your body to regulate yourself, you can always go as deep as is good for you and possible for you at any given moment. And you don't need to go over your own boundaries or exceed your boundaries or the window of tolerance. So if at any given moment you feel emotionally or physically or mentally somehow too much, or you're feeling shaky, then just let yourself breathe, let yourself ground, let yourself land even deeper into the surface that you're on. Return to creating more safety and ease into your being. And start naming those sensations, those feelings, and those thoughts that may come through you. And you can also start expressing them physically if you feel like it. Give them space to give that energy the space to be expressed, to run through you. Because when you give that space, it will release that energy and it will not get stuck in your system. And that also helps you to regulate yourself more. And this is the part that we want to become aware of, conscious of. What are the noises or the voices or the physical things or mental things or emotional things that happen when you feel resistance to things that you actually want to do? For example, in this case, to be in this meditation. What happened? What starts to emerge in you, in your experience, when you make the choice to fully show up as a soul, as yourself? Let's give it one more minute for this exploration. Keep naming things, keep expressing things, no matter how subtle or gross they may be in expression, but stay aware and become aware of what's happening. Then you can let go of that expression or that resistant energy. And if there is anything that still needs to be let out, then let it happen, but we'll move on. And then I invite you to have a look underneath that resistance or behind it, depending on how you place yourself in a space or any direction, how you were experiencing that what gift or gifts is this resistance hiding? What is underneath there? What energies, feelings, thoughts, behaviors, or something that I have not named, something else that you may be discovering? What else? What is there? What is it hiding? And start as you explore, keep exploring, keep listening, keep digging. And as you may start finding something, keep naming those things again out loud for yourself, slowly, not like a grocery list, just robotically naming them out loud, but rather stopping with each, naming it out loud, letting it vibrate in your body, letting your body express that. Let yourself feel that. And let that energy run through you. And then, if there is anything else to be discovered, then keep on finding those. Keep on finding those gifts. One moment. Let those hidden things be. So let your being soak in these hidden things. Let yourself immerse in these things. And then I invite you to find a completion with this part. And then physically, if it's possible for you, if it is supporting you in your process, but the reason why I'm inviting you to change a position or place in the space that you're in is that changing your position may help you to see the resistance that you just experienced from a different perspective, from a different angle. And the different perspective or angle that we're inviting in is your soul. If you're already living as a soul and you feel your vibration, just turn your focus on that, turn your awareness on that, let that vibration be more alive, let it take over. And if you are not fully aware of what soul is, how do I know when I'm in my soul? What is soul? Then in that case, what may be supporting you is that you change that perspective, you change that position, and you have that intention of inviting your soul in, or knowing, or having that intention of connecting more or becoming more aware of your soul, because I believe that none of us would actually be here alive if we already were not connected to our soul. So your soul is already here. It's just a matter of you being aware of it and connected to it consciously. And also be how much you are identified with your soul. And so regardless of where you are at, just inviting that contact, inviting that point of governance, shift of point of governance to your soul. What also may be supporting you is to invite your crown chakra to open, to bring more awareness and focus to the top of your head, to sense what's happening there vibrationally, energetically. And if any visions come, then that's perfect. But this is not a meditation where you need to imagine anything actively, but rather just sense through your sense doors what's alive in your experience. And also have that curiosity that, yes, I want to know my soul, or I want to know myself as a soul more. So how is my soul today? I mean, I may be in contact with my soul quite frequently, but that doesn't mean that it may not be different today. So have that openness, that curiosity, that exploration actively available to yourself, so that you may know yourself as a soul more deeply, and not so much like, okay, I got this, I know myself already as a soul and I don't need to go through this. So that kind of tone of voice may also be part of the survival strategy of not going too deeper. So just pay attention what kind of voices are available or coming to you in your experience as we go through this. What also may be supporting you is to connect with your heart space. Connect the crown and the heart together. Somehow that is most suited to you. It may be that there's a crack in you can imagine a crack in the top of your head, and the light of your soul is beaming down or beaming more up from your body. Or sometimes people may feel or sense that there is that mercury kind of liquid just oozing down to your heart space, or like honey, or it can be a sword just that is penetrating your being, or some other kind of symbol that may show up for you. These are just suggestions or invitations that, if they resonate, great, but if there's something else happening in your experience, go with that. Heart space. What is most important to you? When you let that question echo in the space of your heart for a moment, no need to hurry to the answer. Let that question just echo and let it grow, let it fill the heart space. What is most important to me, or most sacred to me, or what do I desire the most? Depending how you perceive the world around you, what is the word that resonates with you the most, the importance, or the sacredness, or the desire, or just value? What do you value most? And as that question bounces in your heart space, see if there is an answer surfacing for you to receive. And if you have an answer, name that for yourself out loud. Let that answer vibrate. Let it ooze through the pores of your heart space. Let it pour through the pores of your heart, through the pores of your being, through the pores of your skin. Let it truly take over. Let yourself feel, and not just simply feel that, okay, it's there, but let yourself become that. Let yourself feel that value, that important thing, that desire, that sacredness so deeply that you become it. What do you notice in your physical sensations, your emotions, your thoughts? Become aware what's happening in you when this is present in your experience. For the next moment, next minute. And then finding yourself looking at the resistant part, or that part, or the spot that you were in or on when you were going through the resistance. And now you're looking at it from the outside as this call from your heart and from your soul. What is it that is not aligned with this call from your heart? What is not serving you anymore? And what is, or, and depending on where you are at with your exploration, what is the most aggressive way for you to stop yourself? And if you can see what will be, what you will be facing when you take a stand for the call in your heart. What is the sentence that supports you to choose love, to choose your soul anyway? Say that sentence for yourself out loud, facing that resistance, facing that most aggressive way for you to stop yourself. And say that sentence out loud to that part of yourself. See what happens. And say it like you mean it, not just okay, but rather, no, this is what I choose. And if you need to be firm with it, be firm. Notice if you start wavering. And if you do start wavering, that's also true. That's also okay. Notice that there's still some work for you to be done to find that will, to stand for your soul, for the call of your heart. And so keep repeating so that will can strengthen right now. The resistance is an energy that is not negotiable. It's not something that you can heal. It's not something that you can go therapy for. It's not something that you can work through and then be ready. Because that will always be there. It's just a matter of you finding enough distance to it so that you can be functional from your soul. And then find the completion for this part. And then I invite you to stand or sit, or however you want to position yourself, but find a spot in the middle of these two poles of opposites or pairs of opposites. Whichever way feels most comfortable for you, which side of your body wants to be in contact with which part of the whole. So listen to your body, listen to your intuition, and just stand in the center. Or I'm saying stand in the center because it feels like, okay, we're getting down to business now. We're standing for our soul, we're standing for love. And so whatever position, and so that's why it feels very erected for me. But then if there is something else happening for you, then just listen to that and place yourself in the middle. And in the center, stay connected and centered in your heart center. And sense your body, and sense these two poles as part of your body, as part of your own earth, your own matter, as different layers of your matter. Then draw the energy of the sun, and in this case, the energy of Libra, through the North Pole, which is your crown. You don't necessarily need to think or know what is the energy of Libra. See what happens. See what pours through you today. Feel, sense what's pouring through you today. And draw that energy through the crown into your heart space. And then draw the energy of the moon, which in this case, in this season, it's the energy of Aries, through your base, through your self goal, into your heart. And again, you don't need to know what is supposedly the energy of Aries, but see what happens. What is the transmission that comes through your unique radio station today? And mix those two energies in your heart. And sense the dark core that is revealed at the center of the union of Libra and Aries. And enter this core. You can add the energy of the resistance and the energy of your soul coming from horizontally into your heart space, and add that to your heart. Draw the gifts that were discovered underneath the resistance, and draw the call of your heart, the desire, the most sacred, the most important thing, the value that you carry. Let them also unite in the heart, mix together and enter that core. Attempt to feel from that core the sutratma or life thread that has a direct connection to the monad, your essential life force, spirit. Also sense the dark flow of energy that connects your heart to the central core of the earth, and also to the black hole at the core of the galaxy, representing Earth's monad. While you sense that dark flow of energy, realize that your heart center is not simply in contact with these centers. It is an extension of their life, coiled into the time and space density of your human incarnation. You are that life. And so take time to identify with it. As you allow yourself to identify with it, allow the reservoir of life force to build in your heart. Use the mantra of life given by DK through Bruce Lyon. Now we'll leave a gap between each line so that you can either name it out loud for yourself or repeat it in your mind. There is no soul. There is no time. There is no space. There is only life. One life. This life I am. My will is for all my lesser selves to know me at their core as the essence. The beginning and end of their existence. It is thus as the one life I live. Feel your love for all the Devic lives that make up your bodies of manifestation. And release this reservoir of life so that it radiates omnidirectionally from your heart center as dark love, light, and power. Feel it effortlessly penetrating the core of all the beings that make up your earth, from the atoms of your physical body to the atoms of your mental and emotional and etheric body. All of these are Devic lives awaiting activation and direction from you, the God and Goddess of their world. Sense the life and death nature of the energy that naturally destroys or ends those patterns of behavior that the lives in your etheric, emotional, or mental bodies have become accustomed to, but that are not aligned with your essential divinity. These take the form of complexes, patterns of thought, feelings, and habitual activity that have developed in your absence. Sense the purification that is taking place in the atoms of these lives as they change their vibratory rates as a result of core activation. Let that energy flow, let that energy be purified. If you need to dynamically release or whatever form that may take, then let that happen. Sense the organization through resonance that naturally occurs as the cells of the different bodies express their core note and find their way into the organs and chakras, the different structures and dimensions of your subtle bodies, as well as the physical. Finally, consciously radiate the life reservoir along the verticality of the Shoshona or central column of the spine. Add the energy of the Sutratma to the Antakarana so that the connection through the base to the core of the earth and through the crown to the core of the galaxy is actively vibrating. The soul calls via rising sign. The chalice must be emptied. Drink. The chalice must be emptied. Drink. And the pledged disciple responds, I choose the way that leads between the two great lines of force. I choose the way that leads between the two great lines of force. And as you are in the middle between the resistance and your soul, between Libra and the Aries, Libra and Aries, as you choose the way that leads between the two great lines of force, you can choose which one is more active in your experience right now. What is revealed to you? And then find a completion that is suitable for you today, that is respecting your body. And also if there are any needs that need to be met in your experience right now, in order for you to find a completion, please have those needs met. Take your time, and when you are ready, I invite you to join me back in our shared space on the screen. Thank you for joining me today. This is the end of the guided part today. And if you have any full moon offerings with you, anything that you have that has your DNA in it, you can go into the nature and offer it to the land with the whatever was your heart's calling, or whatever was revealed to you at the end. And then let the land carry it for you until it has matured enough to be revealed and to be manifested and made a reality. And we still have a few moments, and also if you feel like sharing, you can. I'm not going anywhere, so if you are not in a hurry, we can also take time for sharings. If there's anything alive, if there are anything that you want to be witnessed in, if you have any questions also, those are very welcome. What do you take with you? It also may be that you're not taking anything. That's okay too. And you can keep on immersing in that energy that's totally beautiful. If there's not anything that you want to share or voice out, then I'm going to close our meeting today until we see each other the next time, whenever that may be. Thank you for joining.